Why do we play video games? We all have our motivations. Over the past few years, I've dabbled in plenty of video games. From 2019 to 2022 or so, I was obsessed with the idea of getting good at PvP games. I liked this journey towards improvement because for a lot of my childhood, I was made to feel inadequate and small when it came to my video game skills. By becoming good at a game, I can become adequate, or perhaps even exceptional. Those of you who watched my Critical Strike videos for the past few years got to watch this pursuit of mine happen in real time. Nowadays, I'm more or less content with the fact that, for most things, some people may think I'm good at what I do, some people may think I'm bad, but really, the majority of people won't feel strongly one way or the other. I've learned that oftentimes, the best way to avoid abusive behaviors from people, based on something as trivial as how good you are at a video game, is to simply talk to different people, not dedicate your life to becoming as good as possible. So with that issue resolved, my interests shifted. What dreams are there to chase now? I don't know. With my newfound freedom from that desperate struggle for social acceptance, I've instead been casually poking around on the internet, engaging with whatever piques my interest, and spending time with people I feel chemistry with in the moment. I do get bored though. Sometimes I manifest a darker, more wicked sense of curiosity. I'll be giving you only a small peek into the deep, demented, messed up world within my psyche, the full picture of which would make most ordinary people weep in despair. So like, what if I join random people's unwhitelisted Minecraft servers for fun? Messed up, I know. I did take some screenshots from the more eventful servers. Like on this one server, I just went and remade that one panel from the infamous Duang translation of JoJo Part 4, out of signs in an item frame and a piece of bread I stole. On another server, there was this empty villager trading hall I found with signs saying, "Forever Abandoned," from a explosion. I can't help but wear a goofy smile whenever I look at these signs. For reasons beyond my understanding, I find this to be peak comedy. There was this one server I joined where this guy, Andrew, had a chicken pen with the sign saying, "Touch them and get free diamonds! Yeah, open the gates! Yeah, open it!" Maybe joining random SMP servers and vandalizing their signs wasn't very nice of me. Well, this one server had a pretty neat looking castle. Nice. Another one had a gigantic golden, pair of scissors? Actually, maybe I should censor that. The structure had the Ender Dragon egg on top of it, so naturally I crafted a piston and took the dragon egg to punish their obscenity, putting the egg in my Ender chest. Oh, but don't worry, they can find a dragon egg in a chest in front of the adjacent dirt hut. It'd be better optics on my part if I expressed regret at my unsightly display of megalomania, but I feel like having a random villain come by and cause nominal amounts of trouble on your SMP server would make the memory of those times on Minecraft with your friends live on much more vividly. Honestly, the owner can just spawn in another dragon egg if it's that big of a deal. The most wild server I joined had to have been this Roman-era Empire's roleplay server, I guess. I never knew what kind of server I was joining, but this one was particularly surprising. This guy recruited me for an upcoming battle and armed me with an iron chestplate and an iron sword. My glorious leader had full diamond armor, as well as about 30 armored wolves. We went on horseback across a path thousands of blocks long. I couldn't help but feel awestruck at how long and carefully laid the paths were. Finally, we arrived at the bridge leading to our opponent's territory. The one guy defending this land was in full netherite, and also had a full pack of wolves. When the battle began, it began at range, and behind cover. I didn't get a bow, nor did I get the memo on the whole taking cover thing. I valiantly charged into battle with my iron sword, took one arrow to my chest, and immediately got eviscerated by a few dozen wolves. We lost that battle. From there I was given reign over the land of Kago. I started recording some footage, and also started blatantly cheating by running extremely fast, all because I wanted to document just how long this path was, and well, my horse was still at the battlefield. I got my footage, but this archivist guy kept teleporting to me every couple minutes in creative mode for some reason, so my cheating did not go under the radar. Eventually I left the server. So why did I tell you about all these random escapades? Because I feel that in order to express my interest in today's topic to you, I need to express the needs and ambitions that led me to stumble upon the Reaper's doorstep. I don't mean that as a metaphor for mortality. The guy I fatefully ran into during these adventures happens to enjoy cosplaying as the Grim Reaper. Call of Duty players, you know how they are. I enjoyed joining these random servers because I enjoyed making vivid memories with lots of different people. There's nothing quite as sensational as having a random person let themselves into your server, especially when you have done no advertising at all. Usually people would assume I'm one of their friends from their Discord server or something. Not once, but twice, I was asked, "Are you Joe?" You don't get opportunities like this every day. I responded, "Joe Mama? Poor kids, how will they ever recover?" The time frame in which I was randomly joining unwhitelisted Minecraft servers spanned exactly 11 days. Within that, I formed a good few of the most exciting, meaningful memories I will form this year. I got to live life so vividly for a few fleeting moments. Eventually, I decided to stop with this hobby, because I started to feel a bit conscious of the general hostility people would express towards me as an unwelcome visitor. I mean, imagine just setting up a Minecraft server for you and maybe even your friends, and some random person shows up unexpected. I liked role-playing as a creepypasta for a while, but at some point I decided to give it a rest. It gets old after a little while. What was I looking for in those experiences? I'm not really sure. I think I was a bit lonely, or maybe just bored. I now know that I really enjoy doing interesting things with interesting people. I still have fantasies about realizing sensational performances yet unseen in my video game escapades. I always enjoyed making an impression with my YouTube videos, but I feel like I can bring this type of performance out via my playing of video games in general. Over the past couple years, I've become somewhat cynical about commodifying my gameplay experiences in exchange for attention, recognition, and praise on YouTube. These transient moments of my free time become immortalized and glorified in video form. I feel in glorifying some parts of my free time, I lose my ability to appreciate the everyday and the ordinary. Or perhaps I become unwilling to let the spectacular, extraordinary moments slip away undocumented. This is the exact issue that made me decide not to clip my Critical Strike gameplay at all. Instead, I would always record full gameplay sessions so I wouldn't become fixated on that one match I played in such a special way. This method of creation led me to appreciate the broader picture. More importantly, I understood that the people surrounding me in each moment are what truly made each moment special. So to boil this video essence down to a simple question, how can I continue to experience these special moments with other people, regardless of whether or not I am recording? I hope to explore this question and pursue some answers with my upcoming projects, on this channel or not. I hope to orchestrate interesting, meaningful, and beautiful moments through my words, actions, and videos all in concert. I have visions of yet unachieved spectacles. I have dreams, mostly unspoken, but some of which I've shared with you just now, that I can make happen if I play my cards right. I feel like now, the world is my oyster. All I need is the right canvas upon which to make my words and actions into the art that can capture and convey these aesthetics I crave to experience, and to allow others to experience them vicariously, too. All I need is the right setting. That is, a setting I believe in, and a setting within which I feel enough at home to where my imagination can flow freely. I wanted to recreate the experience of meeting the Reaper for this video, but I was told that I'm not allowed to show Lumbridge right now. You see, we're using a temporary map for the main town until the proper map is finished, so you'll have to wait until that is done to see what the beginning of the game looks like. So, instead, on one fateful day a month or so after my last video, I casually let myself into a particular Minecraft server which didn't care to use a whitelist. The server had exactly one player on it. Joining lonesome players on servers was my MO at the time. Immediately upon joining in and downloading the resource pack, I was presented with the choice between 4 classes: Healer, Mage, Archer, and Warrior. I chose Mage on a whim, mostly just concerned with getting myself out of the class selection area. Immediately I was met by a player called Acolyte Healer or something, walking towards me. Oh, it's actually just an NPC. I was a bit anxious due to the immediate jump scare I just experienced, but I pressed onward. Seconds later, I found our sole player, who was AFK. Their username was _godlyreaper_. They were just sitting there on the stairs. I walked around them, punched them, only to find out I wasn't able to hurt them, and then just stood there and stared at them for a bit, looking at my other monitor for other one-player servers to join. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Reaper's head start to turn upwards. Oh my goodness, this guy is actually here. To make a long story short, Reaper spent the next hour or two showing me the mechanics of their game, like the system of usable cards inspired by Hunter x Hunter's Greed Island arc. I also got to playtest a bunch of weapons. At first I was just humoring this person's desire to show off their game, but I guess I found the Greed Island inspiration to be particularly charming. Not to mention, there's this weapon called the warbow that fires like 50 arrows at once, but only if you aim upwards above a certain angle. I find the warbow to be uniquely fascinating. Something about the design sensibilities of this game seemed to reflect a penchant for the sensational, the dramatic, and the plainly fun. Put simply, the weapons had juice. Maybe I just like roughly cut gems more than polished ones, but I saw something beautiful in the jaggedly audacious game design. For years, I have cynically critiqued Critical Strike, my beloved, for having been taken over by out-of-touch developers who have no understanding of or appreciation for the spirit of the original Critical Strike, bastardizing my favorite game in a change of direction that could only be likened to reading a new, officially licensed Harry Potter book that's actually just a guilty pleasure fanfiction that obsesses over flashy, 100-page mage duels written by someone who doesn't even write hate speech against trans people on her twitter.com page. And no, this is not in any way an endorsement of J.K. Rowling. I mean, Critical Strike was made by someone who, infamously, was driven out of the public eye due to grooming children on Discord. I'm not exactly saying we should meet our heroes out here. Anyways, I'm getting off the rails. My point is that my jaded sensibilities towards games had long since lost touch with the childlike wonder that comes with just having fun with a video game, irrespective of any boons or flaws in the game's design philosophy or execution, or whichever other critiques my reviewer brain would permanently brand upon my experiences. I don't care if this game is good by the standards set by the titans within the Minecraft server plugin-based gaming experience space. I had fun, damn it! And what aspect comes closer to the platonic ideal of a good gaming experience than that simple sense of having fun? Anyways, I do wish to help get players onto this server once the game releases. That said, I cut a solid 800 words out of this part of the script because they amounted to me bashing this one server I used to play on for having advertising practices I don't like. I wish to promote a more friendly attitude within my guild, so I can't get in the habit of casually going on about how they are, quote, routinely vomiting out such corrupt distortions of the concept of art and crucifying them onto youtube.com for the public to see, unquote. I really do not like that server. Anyways, to put it all into a couple sentences, due to my own personal standards and preferences relating to advertising, I can't make these videos about the Departed MMO server for the sake of promoting the Departed MMO server. I must instead seek to express something deeper within myself, like the feelings that bring me to participate in the server in the first place. I must play the server first for my own enjoyment, and allow my videos to reflect that enjoyment as it naturally is. If done properly, the server will advertise itself through my work. Besides sharing the server's address, I need not toil much towards marketing this Minecraft server. So I guess the best way to promote something you enjoy is to just share your enjoyment of it with others. To this end, I'm not going to allow my bias to be swayed one way or the other. If I decide I don't like the server, I'm definitely going to either complain about it or stop playing. Restricting myself from doing so would be to restrict my opinion from swaying in its natural flow and rhythm. I will not love this server forever. Eventually, this feeling of childlike joy will fade, and I will be left with a more objective view of what is in front of me. That is why I wish to do memorable things during the time that my interest remains. How this server is doing 5 years from now is unlikely to be important to me in the future. I intend to spend as much or as little time here as I'd like, and then move on to the next thing, as usual. Having realized my resolve to listen to my own feelings and passion, regardless of the interests and influences of the people around me, I now feel qualified to authentically speak about my feelings on this server. Here is hoping I can continue to follow that inner compass without trouble. So, where do I even begin with this server? Departed is an MMO card collector game that is currently in closed alpha. I've been playtesting on here for like a month, but perhaps there are more immediate questions to be addressed besides gameplay. This server is called Departed. Okay, what is up with that branding? Departed? Departed from what? Is this like the legend of King Arthur, except he went out to get milk and cigarettes and never came back? The real answer may surprise you. Okay, so the main guy working on this game is pivoting towards this MMO card game Minecraft server from a different project. This previous project is a Discord server, ostensibly representing the Call of Duty mobile team, Wrath, with both the Discord server and the Team Wrath itself owned by Reaper. You can join the Departed Discord server to find 1v1s or scrims. There's even a 1v1 ranked ladder in the server where you can compete for the #1 rank. Back in 2022, some Critical Strike players tried to do a competitive server like that, but all I did there was yell at them for having a terrible ranked structure that was going to distribute like 60% of the players into Platinum rank. The guy calling the shots for this server at the time, Winterism, told me that if I'm going to complain, then I should make a better ranked system. So I made one that doesn't have any weird bottlenecks in the middle, submitted it, and then left the server. I figure the departed Call of Duty mobile ranked system is better than whatever I came up with, but I don't care enough to verify that claim. The departed COD-M server has about 1100 users in it, so I guess there is a potential player base for the Minecraft server there. However, Reaper estimated that 2 or 3 dozen players from that server may give the Minecraft MMO a try. That's when I realized the publicity situation for this Minecraft server was kind of dire, and that perhaps I should consider making videos about it so people even know it exists. So I guess you could say that my decision to look into making Departed videos did come from a desire to promote the server, but I'm only doing so because I feel this will aid my enjoyment of the game. It's not that I want the server to be popular per se, but rather, if I can have some willing volunteers for my shenanigans from among the people who enjoy my videos, then I will have an ample pool of unsuspecting victims or friends for some fun, non-atrocious group activities that I'll hang out with for my hashtag content creator Minecraft channel. That's right, make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell and leave a comment telling me, what your favorite color is, or something. I'm not saying to leave an inane and forgettable comment just for engagement, guys. I really do care. Anyways, to address all the concerned comments I know you're typing, it's not like I'm going to ruin your experience in any horrifically wicked ways or anything like that. I'm a friendly content tuber, after all. I wouldn't drop you all into a bottomless pit and void all your items or anything demented like that. After all, the plot world has a layer of bedrock at the bottom. I checked. I guess that plan is out the window. In all seriousness, Reaper told me that the design philosophy of this game is largely centered on playing in groups. The classes will be balanced to heavily encourage people to adventure together in order to cover each other's weaknesses. Without a community to play with, this game can't function as intended. I want to make sure there are plenty of people here to party up with each other and complement each other's strengths. For now, I am playing solo, but I know this won't last forever. My goal is to populate my guild enough to where nobody has to play alone. On the other hand, these are all musings and dreams about the future from me. I've been playing this game solo right now, so let's discuss the game as it currently is. Okay, so what about the gameplay is keeping me coming back? Well, before I say anything, please understand that the game is still very much in development, and many basic features are still being cooked up by the lead developer. For all I know, anything here could change substantially before release. With that said, Departed takes an interesting turn away from traditional MMOs, implementing Minecraft survival multiplayer aspects via the world of Magicka. Magicka is a custom-built world with lots of big trees and mushrooms and these spacious, never-ending caves. It's honestly really satisfying to just explore. You can fight monsters here, getting both experience as well as a chance to drop certain cards. You can gather resources too and level up your gathering skills. All thanks to the world's 3-day reset timer, we can destroy it all we want. But for now, let's talk about the cards. Cards can be used to do certain magical things, like teleport to a specific location, transform you into a monster, briefly visit various sorts of pocket dimensions, among other things. Currently, there are about 30 or so cards in the game, although more will be added after release. The card that really sold me on this game was one of the red ones that freezes projectiles in time for a bit, although I like that one mostly because I was able to make people's computers lag really hard by spamming warbow volleys. Right now, I'm not actually all that concerned about using the cards for their intended purpose. After all, much of the core gameplay is not implemented yet. All I can do is wander around in the caves of Magicka, shooting glow squids and farming this card that has a disproportionately high drop rate. I bring my spoils home and shove them into a chest. Oh right, there is a traditional Minecraft server plot world for you to put your housing. Except, what if I told you that a player can own more than one plot? The player plots are going to cost somewhere around $10,000 of in-game money each from what I heard. All you have to do to get a plot is to purchase a deed and use it while standing in the unclaimed plot you'd like to have. With that, the plot is now yours. The more deeds you have, the more plots you can claim. You do know what this means, right? Well, for now, Reaper has politely asked that I buy no more than 5 plots of land in the development phase. You see, land is currently going at a mere $1,000 per plot for testing purposes, so with my current balance, I could buy a few dozen plots all in the spawn area. I guess I will have to wait until release to deploy my grotesque landlordism nightmare scheme upon the server. Oh well. I'd say the essence of my fantasy with this game is to become an economic powerhouse. I like the idea of having a lot of resources at my disposal. In fact, I intend to create a guild where people can come help bolster our economic strength. For what purpose will I accrue this wealth? Well, honestly, managing a lot of Minecraft money and items just sounds like a whole lot of fun to me. Furthermore, if the guild needs certain items for an operation of ours, then we can either take it from our storehouse or buy it off the market. This is all assuming the necessary features for this dream to become a reality do get implemented. This isn't my first rodeo messing with game economies. There was a time where I tried getting into the Roblox pet simulator trading market. I did make a decent chunk of change, about enough for one huge pet. However, the market felt so calcified and unresponsive, with the sole exception of these hype eggs which seemingly existed just to stimulate the market. I would buy hype eggs low and sell them high. I started with 5 hype eggs to my name, and ended up with around 150 of them. This stuff is just fun to me. I want to see what kind of economic silliness I can achieve using all the skills and resources at my fingertips. Anyways, I can't actually talk that much about the gameplay right now, because there are still so many features that haven't been finished yet. All I can say is that I'll probably be back with another video to tell you about the game's release sometime before the end of the year. Although that is not a promise from me, because game development can definitely become far more monstrous than one expects. I mean, I was told by the Criticality co-owner at the time, Winterism, back in May 2022 that Critical Strike 6 was going to release just in time for summer that very June, and for many reasons that are history to us now, the game still isn't out yet, over 2 years later. If you're wondering where you can go to stay posted on official Departed news, well, the official Discord server is not ready yet. As I said, it currently serves a community of Call of Duty players. The owner plans to do a bit of housekeeping with the Discord to focus on the MMO, but that hasn't happened yet. I do not want to invite my audience to this Discord in its current state, so stay tuned, I guess. Personally, I get my regular Departed news directly from the lead developer, because I seemingly have been the only person regularly playtesting this game for the past month, save for a friend I sometimes bring with me. I give extensive amounts of feedback every time I play, and Reaper will often discuss game design minutiae with me so we can come to a common understanding. I guess due to a lack of better options right now, that would make me the main person to listen to about the happenings here, since Reaper is apparently staying hush-hush about the game in favor of getting stuff done. So I guess subscribe to my channel and wait for more videos or something. The Minecraft server needs a while longer to cook, so just keep it in the back of your mind if you're waiting to join us when the madness drops. Thanks for watching.